Hello ServiceNow experts. So today in this video I'll explain you what is mid server and with a live example where can we use the mid server, how mid server works, what is the need of the mid server, and how can we create our own mid server, how can we install our mid server in a VM or our own Windows machine. So bit by bit and with each and every step I'll explain you here. So before starting anything, I'll explain you what is mid server. Okay, mid server, the full form of the mid server, it's management, instrumentation and discovery server. So that is known as mid server. Mid server is nothing but a Java application which will be installed on any machine, either Ubuntu or either Linux machine or any Windows machine. We can install. It is not allowed to install in Mac OS or any other OS. As of now, ServiceNow has only given for Linux machine and Windows machine. Okay, so it's nothing but a Java application. But why we need mid server? That is a basic question. Okay, so to explain that, I'll give couple of example. So let's take an example. You are going to stay in a hotel and you have booked a hotel. Whenever you will go to the hotel, first you have to reach out to the reception. Okay, and reception will have key of each room, right? He can go to the each room and he can open that. Keys, everything has given to the reception counter. Okay, so now you are going to the service, you are going to the hotel and you are reaching out to reception. So here take it as an example. Reception is as a agent. Agent is nothing but our mid server. You have deployed a agent there. Okay, that mid server, that agent, that means that receptionist will go to the particular each and every hotel room. He can go and open, he can check something, whatever is based on your requirement. Okay, so that is known as like how mid server works. So in a real life, if you come here, I'll show you how it works. Suppose let's take another example, and you are staying in your local area, and you are nearby there is one more house. Okay, you have a neighbor, or in that neighbor they are having a Jio Wi-Fi and you are having Airtel Wi-Fi in your home. So in the Airtel Wi-Fi, if you see at your home, you have installed 5 machines. You have 5 laptops or 5 devices. Okay, in the Jio Wi-Fi also, in your neighbor's house, they are also having 5 machines. It may be PC or it may be mobile phone, anything. Okay, so that means it has created one network and it has created one network. Okay, these two will consider as two different network. Okay, now we have ServiceNow which is sitting in the cloud, and I want information of these all 5 machine and these all 5 machine. How can I get that? So for that I should send one agent to their network. Okay, I'll send ServiceNow will send one agent to this network, but whenever that agent will come, there will be a firewall, right? So we have to install our agent behind the firewall. That means on the machine 2, suppose I will install the agent in the sense mid server. Okay, and similarly in this network also I have installed here in the machine 13, I have installed a mid server. Okay, now we'll give all the keys of this each and every machine. Keys in the sense login ID and password to this agent. That means this agent can go and log into each machine and collect the information. Okay, so this agent also will do the same thing, and they will these agent will directly connect with ServiceNow, because this is nothing but a Java application which is developed by ServiceNow. They can that has developed such a way they can directly interact with the ServiceNow. Okay, so here the firewall will be there. So this firewall will be there. Behind the firewall we are installing the agent, and once ServiceNow will send request to this agent, it will go to the firewall. Firewalls will go to the mid server. Mid server will pull the data. It will again send to the firewall. It will send to the mid server and back to the mid ServiceNow. Then ServiceNow will store that information. So this is the need, and this is the exact things what we are performing in the network life. If you look at the different organization, every organization will have their own different networks. There inside their network they will have couple of machines. To track those machines, what is performing in that machines and all, they have to install the agent. They have to install a mid server which can directly communicate with ServiceNow. Okay, I'll take you to the direct example, architectural diagram of the mid server, how it works. You can see this is ServiceNow. and this is the firewall, and this is nothing but our mid server. So here inside this you can see the dash mark, this is a network. Inside this network we have OS, we have printers, UPS, storage device, lots, data centers, network gear, everything we are having. Okay, so whenever ServiceNow will send a request, it will go through the firewall, it will reach out to the mid server will pull the information, it will go to the ServiceNow through firewall. This is why we need a mid server in a real life. Let's go to the next point. How can we install the mid server? Okay, so install the mid server, either as I mentioned, you should have a Windows machine or a Linux machine. Okay, if you are having your own Windows machine also, you can install the mid server. If you are not having a Windows machine, then also you can go to the AWS, Azure, you can spin off one particular VMs, and in that Windows VM or Linux VM also you can install a mid server. Okay, so how can I install a mid server? If I'll come here, I'll type mid server. Okay, here you can see one download is coming under mid server module, one downloads option is coming. If you click on this, so it will show you Windows 64-bit one MSI you can install, Linux one, different is there. So if you are using Windows, you can click on this download button. So once where you have to click that machine or that VM or that particular device where you have to install the mid server, there only you have to log in and you have to click on this download. Okay, for my scenario, this is my server. Okay, this is one server I have created from Azure, and this I'll also show you how can you create your own server in this video also. So this is one server, so where I have installed the mid server. Okay, before installing the mid server, before downloading the mid server, I'll show you how can we go to the AWS. Okay, this is one AWS instance. I am having one of my friend's instance. So here I have activated one VM. Okay, if you want to install or if you want to activate one instance, you can search here in the once you log in, then you can search here EC2, and once it will open, you can see in the right side there is something called instances. Okay, once you click on that instances, you can click on this launch instances, and here you can provide one name. Once you will provide, these all are images. So these are images. You can pick Windows or Ubuntu based on your requirement. So once you will pick that, here this will but Amazon machine image. So these all are the free. So you can pick this one 2022 base. Once you will pick this, then this is also what will be automatically selected as where I am using the free one. So it is free tier only I am selecting. So once you will select that, then you have, this is the most important thing, you have to create a key pair. Okay, you can click on this create new key pair. You have to give some name. Once you will give some name and click on that create key pair, it will download one particular file in your device. Okay, once you have to keep that handy, because whenever you have to log into that particular instance, that is required. So once you will have that particular file, then you can come to the below, and here you can see it is going for storage 30 GB. Okay, so there is one limitation in ServiceNow. If you want to install any mid server on any particular device, you should have minimum 36 GB of space. Okay, so better you can make it 50. Okay, you can make it 50 and you can click on launch instance. So once you will launch the instance, it will create one instance like this. So you have to wait for a couple of minutes, then the instance state will be running. Okay, so then you can click this one and it will open a particular instance. So one more thing also you have to do here, because if you see here in AWS there is one IP address concept is there, like elastic IP address. Okay, so here you have to create one elastic IP address. You have to click on this allocate IP address. You have to select on the region and you have to click on allocate. So once you will click on allocate, one IP address will be available here. So once IP address will be available, you can click on this and you can open, and you can tag that IP address to your to your created VM. You can see here this has already tagged to my VM. Okay, if I'll go back, okay, so once you will tag, then we are ready to use our instance. So now let's go to our instance. This is our instance. I have to log into instance. So what I have already logged into this instance. To log into this instance, either you should have a RDP, or you should, I'll show you how can you log in also. I have to click on that button. Then this connect option is there. If I'll click on this connect, here one RDP client is coming. So I have used this RDP one. You can download this file, and once it will download, you can directly open. If you are using Mac OS also, you have to install one application, Microsoft Remote Desktop. That one you have to install that application, then you can use it. If it is a Windows device, by default remote desktop connection will be there. Once it will download it, then directly you can use that. So once you will download this, then you have to get the password. You have to click on this get password, and here you have to upload that file. Whenever you have created, that time you might have created one key pair, right? So that file, it might have given one file. That file you have to upload it here, and you have to click on decrypt password. So automatically one password will be populated over here, and the same password you have to copy, and you have to you have to paste it in the while it is asking for the authentication. You have to paste it. Then this machine will get open. So once this machine will get open, then you can log into your account, and you can install the Mid server. The way I have mentioned you have to search here for Mid server. Okay, once you will click on downloads, that page will open, and you have to click on that Mid server button. So it will download a server. So I'll show you here also. I have downloaded one. Downloads. Okay, you can see. I'll click on open. So once it will download, you can click on open. It will take bit time. You have to have some patience here. I'll click on next. I'll accept this. I'll click on next. So here you have to pass this credential. So what credential? Here I'll copy this one. I'll paste it here. So here it is asking for one credential, that is Mid server credential. Okay, I have already created one credential. If I'll go to sys user table, okay, you have to create nothing but you have to create a user one. So if I'll open that mid underscore server, I think I have created, yes, this one. So you have to create one user here, and that user should have one particular role, that is mid underscore server. Apart from that, you should not assign any other role. Okay, so once you'll assign this role, and once you'll set up this Mid server, then you can give that user ID and password over here. Mid underscore server, I don't remember what password I have given. Let me try. Then you can click on this test connection. So if your user ID, password and URLs, everything is perfect only, then automatically it will show you connected connection tested successfully. Click on the next button. You can see now this next button is enabled. I have to click on this next button. So yeah, it will take bit time. Let's see. Okay, so once it is enabled, now you have to give a Mid server name. Okay, the same name which will reflect over here. Okay, so the name, suppose I'll give a name called ABC, then automatically the same name will reflect over in our ServiceNow instance. Okay, that you have created a Mid server with name ABC. So this is that name. Okay, now here it is asking for service account and password. This service account is password is nothing but your laptop or your VM or your server one user ID and password. That user should have logon as a service role. Okay, so if you don't know how to create that, it's the easier way. You can click on this plus button, and you can create a user directly from here. So once you will create, then you can click on, okay, sorry, once you will create this, then this create account button will be enabled for you. You can click on that button, and automatically in the drop down it will start appearing. I have created 2 users, that's why 2 is coming. Okay, sometimes I have observed this thing also not appear. If it is not appearing for you, you can cancel the whole transaction. Okay, you can cancel the whole transaction from the beginning. You can start again automatically. Next time whenever the new screen will come up, automatically you will see this whatever user you might have created, it will started appearing over here. So you have to click on this one, Friday Mid server. Let me pick that 1 second. What was the password I have given? Let's try. 4 Let me validate. Then you have to click on validate mid server setting. Okay, nice. So it's successfully validated, and now you can see the next button is appearing. Okay, if I'll click on this next button, it will ask you like which is the location where you want to store the where you want to install the mid server. Okay, here I'll click on the next. Here sometimes it used to send you one error message if now it is showing if your device is less than 36 GB, it will not allow you to install. Okay, so for that scenario it is not allowing me. You can ignore this, or else you can increase your size. Then we can go ahead and click on the next button. As soon as you click on the next button, automatically it will ask you, okay, this is your mid server, this is your mid server name, and this is your service account. At the end there will be one checkbox. Which checkbox you need to check? That checkbox is nothing but whenever you click on the finish button, automatically the mid server will get started. Okay, that is what it says. If I'll take you to my file C drive, I have already installed. How it will look like? Let me go to C drive. Okay, here you can see one folder has got created. Inside this agent folder is there. Okay, these all are the libraries and folders which got installed when we install the mid server. Okay, so if I'll go to this config, there is one config file. This config file will have your instance details. That means your mid server account details and your instance URL and user ID and password and instance name. Everything will having inside this config one. So next time in future, suppose you don't your PDI got changed, right? Your domain got changed and something happened like that. Then you can right click on this and you can open with. I have anything. Okay, notepad is there. Let me open with notepad. I can show where exactly. Okay, here you can see this is one parameter. This is nothing but a XML file. Here you can change your value. Okay, you can change your new instance URL, and you can also set your password. Okay, so this is nothing but my password. This is user. This is a user one, and this is the password. If I'll scroll little bit more down, so here you can see the name is Pradi Mid. If I'll change this name, automatically it will start reflect over there. Okay, this file is having all the details of our service account, ServiceNow account. Okay, so and sometimes you might have seen like your mid server is stopped and it is not running, so you can stop your mid server from here. This is a batch file where if you double click this mid server will stop. If you double click on this start one, this mid server will start. How can you verify this mid server started or not? For that you can press, if you are in Windows, you can press Windows and R, and you can type services.msc. Once I'll click on OK, so it will open all the services, whatever services is currently running on this particular VM. It will show me. If I'll scroll down, because our name starts with S, right? So let's go to the bit down. Here you can see ServiceNow mid server, which status is running. That means it is running. If it is running, then automatically it should started appearing over here. Okay, if I'll come here mid server, so it will take 10 to 15 minutes to started reflecting in ServiceNow, so you should not be worried. So once that is that will run up and running, then automatically one record will get created in the mid server table. If I click here, this is nothing but our mid server, all the details. Okay, once this is there, then you can see now for me it is coming invalidate. Okay, first time whenever you will install, it will come as a button validate. You have to click on that validate and you have to validate this. It will take 1 to 2 minutes to validate your mid server. Then your mid server is ready. Okay, now let's see how mid server will communicate, right? As I have explained you here, like mid server will be installed over here, and how can we see like what is the input, what is the question I am asking to mid server, how mid server, what is the output, how mid server is getting that output. Okay, so for that one I'll take you to this table. This is known as ECCQ table. Okay, this ECCQ is nothing but a heart of a ServiceNow. Okay, it's a heart of ServiceNow actually. Here there is two types of queue. One is input, another one is output. Okay, so input means whatever will be receiving from this network. Okay, suppose this machine will return something to mid server and mid server will return to ServiceNow, that is known as input. Whenever we'll send something to mid server, that is known as output. okay, in this table. Here you can see, if you'll open any of the record, you will see what is the command where, because if it's a Windows device, then everything will work on the command base, right? So that will happen, and you can see each and every questions whatever is being asked to the each and every network or animations. And one more thing is there, one more concept is there, asynchronous message was AMB. Okay, how AMB works in ServiceNow. So you can see, suppose here I am talking about one mid server for this network. For this network also I have one mid server. So I might have multiple network. I might have multiple mid servers. Okay, how that is being managed? How can this mid server will get to know? Okay, there is some question for me. How this mid server will get to know there is some question for me? Okay, so how that will happen? They have to check this ECCQ table. Within every 2 seconds, every 2 or 3 seconds, there is one system property which needs to be configured. Based on that system property value, every 2 seconds or 40 seconds or 30 seconds, this mid server will come to this ECCQ table and it will keep on checking. Okay, is there anything for my name? Oh, something is there. Okay, I have to perform, because you can see this is a one agent column. So this agent is nothing but those mid server. Okay, this is output, means I have asked a question to a mid server. Which mid server? This mid server. Okay, this mid server, there is a question available for this mid server. This mid server will take this and collect the information. I'll bring back to the ServiceNow as the input. Okay, here how asynchronous message works was, like asynchronous message was, it will like each and every moment it will monitor the agents. Okay, monitor the your ECCQ table. That asynchronous message was, it will monitor the ECCQ table and it will keep bringing mid server into the place. That means, suppose I have a AMB here, AMB in between ServiceNow and this virtual agent. Okay, AMB is here. So AMB is the one who will keep on monitoring ServiceNow ECCQ table. Okay, so once it finds something for ECC, okay, this I got our question for agent mid server network 2. Okay, it will directly put this. It will directly ask this one to this particular mid server. It will bring the data. This is how it will work. I hope it's quite clear. Thanks for watching. Thank you.